Pickaxe.
Well, didn't we have a lovely time, everybody?
Oh, it was nice.
Yeah, probably. Dunno.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're recording
right.
this in advance. Thank you, everyone, for coming to Vidiots Reunion 5, which we did last night at the time of release. And it was for a great cause. I'm sure we probably raised some money for a charity, right? We normally do that.
Yep, probably.
We auctioned off the piece of cake, off of the show piece of cake. All sorts of exciting stuff, as well as who would like to announce what's just come to the shop.
Mikey?
Oh, Peter Austin, I think the honour's all yours.
Oh, well. Okay, then. Sure.
Sorry,
okay.
I didn't realise.
Actually, I would quite like the honours to be mine. Can I?
Yeah, all right, fine. I thought Mikey's not said much yet, so he could.
I just wanted it's your design, Peter, so you can wax lyrical about it. But Ben, if you want to,
yes, it is my design. Is it really my design, or is it Brian Butterfield's design? Is the question. You can now get, ladies and gentlemen, a Gravy Bay. Yes, Gravy Bay T-shirt on our store. It's a sort of a, I don't know, it's just a little logo. The official Gravy Bay Tourist Board logo, maybe. Is that what we're calling it? Don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's time for another spree of Google Maps anarchy, and everything in Whitley Bay become Gravy Bay. Please
renaming it to Gravy Bay.
Gravy Bay.
That'd be so good. Go do that. Go deface some Google for us.
I don't think anyone's had any repercussions for the hundreds of places that have been done. So just crime's legal now.
I did hear something was in the news a few weeks ago about Google vandalism or something. Google Maps vandalism, where basically someone had done exactly what we've done. I think it was a slightly more political statement, like they changed something for sort of, to make it kind of political thing. But it didn't seem to catch up with us. So,
Ours is harmless.
Yeah.
Obviously, stay away from important landmarks. Obviously, use discretion. But yes, yes, Gravy Bay. Go to vidiotsofficial.com right now, click on the shop button, and get yourself a Gravy Bay shirt. There's a very low likelihood that this will reach you in time for Christmas. Just being completely honest, in case you wanted to buy one for Christmas, we're not in charge of how fast things are printed and shipped out. But certainly, it will get to you ASAP.
No guarantees. And if you did want to get one as a Christmas present for someone, maybe just put the sort of shipping slip in an envelope for them and say, hey, it'll be here in January for you. Surprise.
Or in a giant Amazon box with a rock in it to make it feel expensive, That'd be good as well. We'd also like to thank you for all of the wonderful Spotify Wrapped tweets that we've been sent over the past week or so. Everyone's Spotify Wraps started dropping, and we were in the top percentile of podcasts listened to for a number of you. So thank you very much. It's very appreciated and nice to see.
It is. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Yeah, amazing.
And there's one more thing. Go on, Mikey. Go on.
Oh, God. Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
So this is not the last episode before the end of the year. We have one more episode to sneak in before we take our Christmas break, and that will be our annual Christmas extravaganza. So just a warning for all of you out there, keep your eyes peeled for any fun Christmas news and send it on our way when that tweet comes a knocking. I'm sure Christmas time is filled with the crappiest of local news. Maybe there's been another Grinch come at someone's house and knocked everything over and ruined the child's evening.
Oh yeah.
Maybe someone tried to light the tree and all the bulbs exploded.
Yeah, could have happened. I did see that someone has it might have been an old story that was reposted because it was just on out of context Britain or something on Twitter, but someone at some point rearranged a nativity set on a village green to make it look like Mary was giving Joseph head or something. And it was a post. In fact, it wasn't a news story. It was a screenshot from a Facebook community saying, there are many children at this crossroads and this is despicable, which, it is. You're rearranging someone's religious iconography. I don't condone that, but it's weird news, if nothing else. So there'll be all sorts of things like that happening.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And equally importantly, Pod Squad. That is your last chance. The episode should be going, all things going to plan, should be going out on the 23rd of December. So if you do want to get a Christmas shout out, that will be your last chance to do so. Some of you have done it this week, very sensible.
Yeah.
But next podcast will be your final chance to get a Pod Squad in. We'll tell you more about that when we start the actual show. Speaking of which, do you guys, shall we?
Should we start the actual show?
Should we start the actual show, Michael?
Yeah, I think we shall.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. It's a conversational podcast where we... Sorry, the cat's just jumped off me. Where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the three Rs, where everybody brings a thing along to talk about. I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How was your holiday, Peter Austin?
It was very nice, thank you. I went to our wedding, where Amy was a bridesmaid, and then immediately after that we went away for a couple of days and saw lots of animals and things when we were on these very, very deserted country roads. So, yeah, we saw a barn owl and some hares and, rabbits and stuff. So it was nice. Had a really good time doing very little.
Lovely.
Sounds nice. Yeah. Did you or did you not go to Shrek's Swamp, the Airbnb? Because I know you were going to sort of a secluded location.
Oh, alas. Imagine if I'd been there. Yeah, I could have been. Did you genuinely think I might be keeping that from you and it was going to be a big surprise, or did you not?
I'm going to use it as a really good segue once you've finished saying no.
Okay. No, Ben, I did not. Why do you ask?
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
What? Oh, no, it's fine. Because, Peter, I suddenly remembered, oh yeah, that Shrek's Airbnb thing. I wonder if they've relisted that now for anyone to book. Yeah. They haven't. Oh. However, someone has now left a review that did get to go. And the person is called Amy.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe there's a chance that your lovely wife managed to get you Shrek's Swamp to stay at.
I seemed quite evasive this morning when I got to the office. You said, "Did you have a nice cabin?" I was like, "What?" And you went, "A nice cabin." And I was thinking, it sounded like you said cabin, but I don't know what that means. And then it's because I told you before I went that it was. I don't know if I used the word cabin, but I said it's basically a shack in a field, a nice shack with all the mod cons, but. Cabin threw me off, and I was thinking about ships' cabins, and I was really confused what you're asking.
How was your cruise?
Yeah, from your point of view, it might have been like I was going, what do you... well, we're recording Podiots tonight, so I'll tell you then.
Yeah, secret. It's a secret. You don't need to know. Do you want to hear Amy's review?
I'd love to, yeah.
Shrek Swamp. It's a 5-star review from October. We had an absolutely fantastic time at the Swamp, capital S. Couldn't have asked for a better experience. We were so well looked after and blown away by the attention to detail and how well it matched Shrek's Swamp in the lowercase s, Swamp in the movies. Thank you so much. And I can only assume those of you who've used Airbnb know that it's a two-way street, right? That the host leaves a review for the person who was there as well. So I sincerely hope that considering this is hosted by Donkey, this person has this badge of honor on their profile where Donkey has left them feedback.
And it's official as well. It's like, it says at the bottom, doesn't it? Like, it's whoever it is, DreamWorks, or are they owned by Paramount ultimately, or something like that? It says like
identity verified.
Verified.
Yeah.
So
wow. It is so reviewed. Nice to meet you. I'm Donkey, and I'm making magic with Airbnb.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Wait, so is the Airbnb bookable yet?
No, it's not, unfortunately. It says add dates for prices, booking period is closed. Sorry, this one-off stay is no longer available.
What?
Are you interested in becoming a host like Donkey? Explore hosting on Airbnb.
Like Donkey. Oh God.
Oh man.
So no swamp for Peter, unfortunately.
No, sorry. Have you guys had a good week? Non-holiday week? Yeah.
No swamps in my life either, sadly. So
no.
We're all swampers. How about you, Ben? Did you go to any swamps?
No swamps. I had my friend James, not Jenkins, up visit. James Jenkins is a friend, just to be clear, up visiting, and he helped me out massively by doing some decorating for us because he does that by trade, and he helped me put up some shelves. And there's just loads more nerd shit up all over the place now that was previously in a cupboard. Like it's just spilled up onto the stair decoration now, which is very exciting.
Wow.
And your Mr. Blobby print, Mikey, is at the top of the stairs, and the walls are actually painted pink now. And we were joking about how we should put some yellow splodges along the walls, like some sort of blobby corridor, a blobidor, if you will.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the major update from my life. It's bloody cold, and I'm feeling less festive than I thought I would at this point.
Yeah, let's figure how grim the season is. But ho, ho, ho. Chocolate incoming, at least. Eat ourselves into oblivion and warm ourselves on.
That's right. We're now into Advent. Goodness. By the time this goes out, I've got an Advent calendar that my mum bought me. Oh, thanks, Mum.
My mum bought me one as well. Have you got white chocolate one?
I've got white chocolate, dairy-free. No, sorry, even better. I think it's lactose-free, but dairy, which is even better. Nice. Yeah, I don't know where she got that.
My mum didn't buy me an advent calendar.
Oh, Mikey.
Hearing you both get one actually made me a little bit sad.
Bud.
I can buy my own damn advent calendars, I guess.
You can, man. You don't need an advent calendar to define you or your relationship with your mother.
Yeah. My mum would probably buy one for you, Mikey, if you tell her, if you let her know.
Kick up enough stink.
Yeah.
Mrs. Austin, my mother didn't buy me an advent calendar and I'm very sad.
And then you can tell your mum that someone else's mum bought you an advent calendar, and next year you'll get like 3 from her because she'll feel guilty.
Yeah.
Pit the mums against each other.
Yeah.
This is what Christmas is all about.
It is. We'll have a mum off. Which sounds a bit weird. I don't know why.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's not think about that.
No.
If you'd like to help crowdfund Michael Johnson an advent calendar, you can go to podiots.com. There, if you donate £3 or more, you join Pod Squad. You get a shout out in the next episode of Podiots, and you support what you love, and we really, really appreciate it as we continue to do this absurd show, and a lot of you seem to be enjoying it, and that's nice. So if you go there, join the Pod Squad, you get a shout out, just like Michael Johnson.
Your waifu, but with a PP, who is very generous, and they say, hey boys or girls, just wanted to say thank you for all the Podiots episodes and for keeping this going. I love the podcast so much, I just want to like raw and nut inside them, you know? You know what I mean, guys? Guys, okay, well, see you soon. Wow, that's a strong start.
That's a really strong start. I don't think it gets any stronger than that.
Powerful.
We'll find out. Thank you, your wifey, but with a PP. You. We continue with Brian Butterfield's Pizza. Michael, put that down now. Rocks the Fox. Beep beep. Oh, beep beep peeb. Eep peeb. E beep. Thank you. I am a car. There we go. Thank you.
Brilliant.
I still love you, Caroline.
Oh no.
Oh, Cowline.
He's been drinking a bit and now he's slurring his words. Caroline, please come back. And Jack Mahoff. Thank you all.
We've also got Chris My Ass, Kirby Blurby Herbie Derby, Return of the Ball Bag.
Kirby.
That's what I said.
I thought you said Herbie Blurby Herbie Derby. Did I mishear that?
It might have been Discord. I think I said
might
Kirby.
Be Discord.
I meant to anyway. Kirby Blurby Herbie Derby. Return of the Ball Bag, who was very generous and said, it's your favourite Jay Weber, Louis. Or Lewis, I think it's Louis. If you could provide my brother his Christmas present by saying, Merry Christmas, Freddie Weber, you're a cunt. There's an extra donation in it for you. Loved you all since you were spermlets, kees. And then there's a follow-up donation from Cheers for That, and the message attached is from Louis Weber. So I assume that's all one. Thank you. We've also got Alexa remembered to donate, who is also very generous and says, hey boys, sorry I've missed the past few pod squads, so here's a bit of a bigger one to make up for it. And sorry to everyone with a speaker that activates, but blame Bezos. I had the name first. Much love, Kees. Thank you very much. And we've also got Raindrop Joy and Don Echo 7.
Do we all need to read the message from Louis for his brother Freddie?
Yeah,
maybe all of us. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas,
Freddie
Freddie
Weber.
Weber.
You're a
cunt.
In perfect
Wow.
sync. That was
That's
it.
That's gonna sound so good.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Do I fix that so they're all in time, or just leave it?
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
Absolutely not.
It was perfect the way it was.
Yeah.
And we finish with Happy Blobs Giving, Stephen Skodes, Caroline, I Buried the Cat, Lard Breadtovich, Ordered Water but got Pujol?
Pujol.
Puyol?
Puyol.
What's that?
I don't know.
Was Puyol the name of the fart man I did in the last episode?
Oh,
Could have been.
yeah?
Ordered water but got Pujol.
I don't know.
Not sure.
At Dave on X, Crunch D's Nuts Cornflakes, Do You Fellas Like Ladies? Ladies Nuts, I Got 'em. And Mr. Macca. That's your Pod Squad for this week. Podiots.com. £3 or more to get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. And join Pod Squad. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Do you guys have a favourite?
I was tickled more than I expected by at Dave on X. That got me.
I did like that, but I can't say the same. I'm gonna say it. It's that one. Yeah, that's just good. That's good. It's a slight change on an old favourite.
Yeah.
I can't resist a D's Nuts, so I'm going to go. There were a couple of D's Nuts and a handful of D's Nuts, and I'm going to go for Crunch D's Nuts Cornflakes. That's my favourite one.
I can rarely resist a Caroline as well. I do like I Buried the Cat. But,
yeah,
Dave
Cowline was good as well. Cowline.
That's a bovine incursion, isn't it? A cowline.
Yes, there's been a
Very
bovine
good.
incursion.
Yeah.
Right,
Please,
Michael
can
Johnson.
we stop? So I'm just going to give up. Can we stop using like nut and cum and all this in our donations? It seems as the years go on, you're all getting very naughty and.
No one's telling them off. They're just pushing the boundaries now and seeing what they can get away with.
Yeah,
we do actively refund people sometimes.
Occasionally,
if it's
someone
too
will
far.
just post something really offensive, and we have to refund the donation. Yeah.
God, we love you all very much, more than we can say. But
We do.
come on, it's the season. At least for the next one, be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson,
Chestnuts roasting
you're
on
still
a-
in charge. Jesus, you're still in charge of things from listeners. So please take it away.
When you say take it away, does that mean I read my thing, or
you're in
I
charge?
choose?
You're in
I'm
control,
charge.
Mikey. You choose.
I'm not built to be management, and it's just like whenever
You're doing
power's given
frightfully
to me.
well, Michael. We're so proud of you.
Well, Peter, I would
Yeah.
like to use my management skills and delegate the next section of the podcast to you.
That was a bad decision, and I will be reporting you to HR. You should have
no.
done a lot better than that. But it's okay.
You're on thin ice, Johnson.
Interesting choice, Johnson.
You want thing or listener submission, manager?
Listener submission, please.
Yeah. Okay, thought so.
Nice.
Right. So this comes from River Fox and was submitted via Discord. So thank you for that. We do have a Discord. We'll talk about it later on, but it's easy to find. This is according to the Daily Express. You know, the racist newspaper.
Boo!
Oh, no.
Diana's dead. Stop talking about her.
So this is written by Charlie Bradley, 2 first names, who says, expat fakes heart attack more than 20 times to avoid paying restaurant bills. What is the charge? Restaurant owners were left furious as the man was only sent to prison for, quote, minor crimes and will walk free in 42 days. Well, we'll see if he walks. He might keel over.
Yeah, you might.
A man faked a heart attack at least... Oh, it starts well. Right, I'll read this word for word. This is the grammar they've gone with. A man faked a heart attack at least 20 Spanish restaurants to avoid paying the bill in a brazen scheme.
Daily Express, everybody.
Yeah. Originally from Lithuania, the man has now been jailed, having not paid 2 fines following his outrageous stunts. A picture has been...
Mad stunts, sorry. The word stunts is forever tainted for me.
What have you had for your tea? All of it?
Not paid for it. A picture has been sent out of the man showing him slumped in a chair as restaurants warned of his antics. He feigned heart attacks in this way at every restaurant he went to, the majority of which were in Costa Blanca. Here is the photo of the man slumped in the chair. I don't know if this is him in the process of pretending to have a heart attack.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
And
Why
they-
is it so close to his face?
I don't know. That image is from The Sun, apparently.
Oh, we're getting all the rags in today.
Yeah. It then continues. He feigned heart attacks in this, everywhere, mostly in Costa Blanca. One restaurant owner told of how the man ordered several glasses of whiskey before pretending to have a health episode. The manager of El Buen Corner, El Buen Comer, Comer, said, "It was very theatrical. He pretended to faint and slumped himself down on the floor. We have sent this photo around to all the restaurants to try and stop him from striking again." A worker at Sale and Pepe added, "We've all received a warning with his photo telling us to be careful and do not serve him anything." The man has been jailed for 42 days for refusing to pay his fines. Because each incident only cost the businesses a small amount of money at the time, the offence is only considered a minor crime. Restaurant owners, however, are now planning to file a joint complaint which could land the man up to 2 years in jail. A lawyer from firm Navarra Sancho said, "He has taken advantage of the legal system. With such small fines unpaid, it's difficult to achieve a longer sentence in prison." This comes after a restaurant owner was left £7,000 out of pocket when a married couple left Italy without paying for a banquet.
Sheesh.
You've got to take payment in advance on a banquet.
On a banquet,
surely.
yeah. Yes, we'll have 2 banquets, please. And you just say, okay, I'll bring the bill at the end. Here it comes.
At KFC, it's only like 10 quid a banquet.
Yeah, and it comes in a bucket.
Yeah, free bucket.
You just strap it to your face like a horse.
Like a horse bag, feed bag, yeah. Moreno Priorietti and Andre Svenia married in Frosinone, southeast of Rome, but they left the country without paying for the huge meal that fed their 80 guests.
Oh,
God. Unbelievable. So, yeah, that was just a bit of padding at the end where they told a completely different story over a paragraph. But
what was the name of the town where this guy was doing this?
Principally in Costa Blanca.
Costa Blanca. I'm going to Google it. I bet it looks lovely.
The White Coast.
do look lovely.
It do be lovely.
Yeah.
That's nice. It looks a bit like Gravy Bay. In fact, oh my God. Oh no, maybe it's different. Maybe it's a different identical geographical location, but the thumbnail for the Gravy Bay episode, I took a coastline with a bay that looks very similar to Costa Blanca.
Well, I've just looked up the Spanish for gravy, and it translates as salsa. So,
Whoa!
Well, that's
would
not
call
correct.
Costa Salsa, I guess, is Gravy
Call
Bay.
it Costa Bisto.
Sí, Costa Salsa.
Oh, fucking hell.
I commend the person who saw through the heart attack dude's charade, because imagine getting that wrong and the dude actually having a heart attack and a whole restaurant of people just saw you taking pictures of this dude going, "You're a scammer, I know you're faking it."
What's the problem with Crying Wolf? There's literally a story about this.
Yeah.
You know? He's not going to get the help he needs.
Exactly. If he eats too many of those free meals, he's going to raise his cholesterol, and one day it might actually happen. He'll be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. River Fox was that who sent that in. Thank you very much for your submission. Wonderful.
Thank you. Ben, would you like to carry the show on with your main thing?
I would absolutely love to. This main thing is a news story, actually, not unlike a listener-submitted thing. I don't know if this was submitted as a listener-submitted thing, and maybe we didn't choose it, but I saw it, and I just think it's very us. It's from October the 10th, so it's quite recent. And this is from livescience.com. They mated like mad. Low-flying helicopter sparks massive crocodile orgy in Australia.
Oh my God.
Wow, okay.
A Chinook helicopter flying above a crocodile farm in Queensland appears to have set off a huge sexy frenzy, with the crocs mistaking the noise and vibrations as a signal it was time to make babies.
Oh.
This is written by Jacqueline Kwan. A large-scale saltwater crocodile mating frenzy was recently triggered by an unlikely suspect in Australia, a low-flying Chinook helicopter. Researchers from the Kurana Crocodile Farm in Queensland, which is home to over 3,000 crocodiles, said their scaly residents became aroused after the flyby and mated like mad. John Lever, owner of the farm, told ABC that the Chinook pilots use his farm as a marker point to change course mid-flight, with one pilot recently coming especially low so the people on board could snap a few photos of the crocs.
Snap a few photos.
Oh, very good. All of the big males got up and roared and bellowed up at the sky, and then after the helicopters left, they mated like mad, Lever said. There's something about the sonic waves that really gets them stirred up. So, what is it about low-flying helicopters that gets crocs in the mood? Herpetologist, which I'm going to need one of you to Google, Mark O'Shea from the University of Wolverhampton in the UK, told Live Science there are a few reasons why a helicopter might spark a crocodile sex frenzy. One reason maybe...
is a zoologist who studies reptiles and amphibians such as frogs and salamanders.
Oh, there we are. Thank you, Peter.
Sorry, I'm going to look up the etymology of herpes now, if you carry on.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's important. It's an important thing to know. One reason may be tied to helicopters simulating many of the warning signs of an incoming thunderstorm. Heavy rains are known to have an aphrodisiac effect on many species of crocodilians, and saltwater crocodiles appear to time mating so new hatchlings do not drown in floodwater after heavy rains and storms, O'Shea said. They mate during thunderstorms, so offspring are more likely to hatch in more moderate conditions. Usually mating is a seasonal thing because crocodiles want to coincide with the best time to lay their eggs in a burrow or nest. Warm and wet weather usually triggers mating behaviours, and October is just about the right time for crocodile romance in northern Australia, where Lever's crocodile farm is located. But the low-flying helicopter's rotors may produce the same signals that tell crocodiles a storm is close. Crocodiles have multi-sensory organs called integumentary sensory organs, ISOs, which is also how you play video games, what are old.
Hey.
Yeah.
They are used to detect changes, such as movements in the water, atmospheric pressure, and sounds at extremely low frequencies. I imagine that the downdraft from a large, heavy helicopter would create a change in pressure that the ISOs on crocodile skin can detect, O'Shea said. Dropping barometric pressure from a downdraft may resemble the change in pressure from a storm. Another potential explanation, O'Shea says, is that the Chinooks could be producing infrasound, sounds so low in frequency that they are undetectable to the human ear. Such vibrations, can also be picked up by ISOs.
Chinooks sounds that the helicopter's giving out that people can't hear, just have sex.
It's just Barry White.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a low-frequency Barry White, who's already pretty low frequency to begin with.
Chinooks may artificially recreate the sound of the start of a thunderstorm, he said. Such vibrations play an important function in crocodilian communication. The sound of a Chinook's powerful rotors may resemble the sound of competing crocodilian males, such as the low bellowing sounds of males looking for a mate, or the sounds of males slapping the water with their jaws, another territorial and courting behaviour. So is a Chinook helicopter all it takes to get crocodiles in the mood? O'Shea says he is not so sure. Crocodiles may need to already be picking up subtle cues, like changes in temperature that signal their traditional mating season is about to start in order to be swayed by the large aircraft.
Right. So we can't just start breeding crocodiles really, really easily with a Chinook now.
It has to be the perfect storm, as it were, of various stimuli, and then you fly a Chinook really low, and then they will all have a crazy fuck session.
Right. Well, herpes, the etymology is from the Greek, originally from the Greek herpion, which is means to creep, which gave the word shingles, which is what herpes comes from or is related to, and similarly, it relates to a snake or a reptile as a creeping animal. So they both ultimately go back to creeping. It's a creeping animal or a creeping skin disease.
Oh. And it means gravy in Spanish.
It does, yeah.
Well, there we are. That's my thing.
Oh, that's amazing. I did do some quick math. Well, I haven't done the math yet, but I've got the two numbers that I need to put together. So, I think having 3,000 crocodiles in one place, usually at sanctuaries, they monitor breeding and stuff, but if all of them have just done a sex at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's 3,000. Let's assume it's a 50-50 split of male to female crocs. Mm-hmm. And it looks like on average, crocodiles lay about 40 eggs per laying. So there's a potential there of 60,000
Yeah, it's quite the increase, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, soon, Australia is just going to become Crocodile Island when that place starts spilling out, and then helicopters come in to rein in the crocodiles. And they just, oh no, they're doing it again! And,
God damn it. Yeah.
We should try and fly a Chinook over some pandas, see if that gets them in the mood.
Oh, nothing's going to work with those guys.
Well, now apparently there are too many pandas. They're no longer in danger. They've been like going at it like mad. There's loads of them in Chinese zoos. We're all right. Pandas are fine. We need to deal with like rhinos and stuff now. And
if people could stop
snow
shooting
leopards.
rhinos, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Ben.
You're welcome.
Let's roll into my viewer-submitted thing. This one comes from Nicole at NikkiG373 on Twitter. And I'm glad to say this is the return, kind of an old familiar character. Asda Bedminster shopper spots crow queuing for the bakery.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're revolving.
Queuing for the bakery.
Wait, there's so much to unpack here. I love how this story is still going. And it's not just a crow is in an Asda somewhere. It's Asda Bedminster again.
The bird one.
Oh God.
Asda Birdminster, yeah.
Oh,
makes sense.
Indeed.
brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I again, like this, like I'll be honest, like I rarely ever go to Asda, but the reoccurring stories of birds being in the shop do really get me tempted to go down just in case, because it sounds like there's a pretty good chance that when you go to Asda, you'll find a bird there. I'm going to send a picture of the little crow queuing for the bakery.
So polite. Not really queuing as about to steal some bread.
Yeah.
Oh dear, good boy. Oh, the subtitle reads, "I've seen some sights in Asda over the years, but never seen some bird attacking the bakery."
Wow.
The article begins. A shopper in a Bristol Asda store has told of their surprise when they were joined at the in-store bakery by a cheeky crow. The South Bristol shopper, who declined to be named, said she spotted the bird a few seconds earlier flying around in the corner of the store before it landed at the bakery to pick up a few crumbs. Oh my God, Asda Bedminster, if people who don't live in Bristol, it is like, it's a hellhole in every way, and it just seems to be getting better and better with time. So yeah, I say welcome in the bird overlords. Let's get some more of them in. Mm-hmm. The bold bird had somehow got into the Bedminster Parade store on Wednesday morning and was checking out the bargains when a Bristol Live reader spotted it at the back of the store by the bakery section. She said, "I've seen some sights in Asda over the years, but I've never seen some bird attacking the bakery. I thought, what on earth is a bird doing in the shop?"
Do you think it's waiting for a cake to be printed?
Oh, I think it's a rude one. Yeah, I've got my receipt. Can I have a cake, please? Oh. The shopper, who was in the store around 10 a.m. on Wednesday this week, November 22nd, managed to get a quick picture of the bird as it was choosing which bit of bread to steal before it flew off again. "I was shocked, but it was funny. You don't expect to see a bird in a shop," she said. "It was flying around at first. That's when I noticed it," she added. Great, thanks. "It was only by the bakery for a few seconds before it flew off to stand on the aisles. It picked something up from the bakery, dropped it, and then went flying around the store." Great.
So is it, I assume because it's far more intelligent than a seagull, it was able to make its way out of the store. It's not stuck in there.
Oh, that's true, actually. I hope there's some kind of... Wait, is there a resolution to this, or is the crow still in the shop to this day?
The crow is now being given a management position and stocks the bread.
We like the way you think, crow. Sorry, have my internet cut out? Are you guys here?
Oh,
the last we heard from Mikey was
sorry, is my as he gets Thanos snapped out of existence.
Yes,
hopefully he's not talking right now.
Has gone out, Mikey.
Sorry. Hello.
Hello, Michael.
There we go. Sorry. That's yeah. I think I heard he's been given a management position, so
yes.
I'll just carry on from there. Oh, that's annoying. I just dipped out. I was like, "Hello, anyone hear me? Hello." Oh.
We got a great one on our end.
Yeah.
What did you get?
It was just sorry. Is my And then it was,
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
yeah, we're leaving it in there. It's all going in the edit, I think.
It's all going in the edit. Hello,
Yeah.
we're back. It was only by the bakery for a few seconds, but oh nope, I've read that bit. It's not the first time this year that birds have got into Bedminster Asda, as we're familiar. Back in June, a seagull got inside the store for more than a fortnight, and then a month later, a second seagull, or possibly the first one again, got inside the Asda store, but that one was released sooner. It's also not the first time a crow has caused a bit of a stir at the Bedminster Asda store. God, they are recurring characters, aren't they? Back in January 2020, Bristol Live told the story of a crow locals called Toby. He based himself each day in the nearby Rope Walk pub, hung out in the store car park and the trolley area, and generally got up to mischief. That
That kind of rings a bell, Toby the Crow.
I think he was mentioned in one of the last Seagull articles.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
And then in the related articles, there's story of Toby the Crow, the King of Bedminster. And the last bit here. Toby's antics included undoing the shoelaces of people waiting at the bus stop. Oh, this is Toby. This is the famous one. I want to know what the crow in the shop got
Yeah,
up
what's
to.
this crow? What's our crow doing?
Come on. Is the crow still there? Come on, guys. You can't leave us hanging like this. I'm going to just do a quick search for Bedminster Crow and see if there's a follow-up article. Nope, it's all Toby. Damn it, that crow's really stealing the limelight. Well, our crummy little crow is our favourite today. Thank you very much, Nicole, for sending that in.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Shall we continue with Peter?
Yes, okay. I'd love to continue with Peter. So we're sticking with an avian theme right now. I have got a story here. I'll just read you the headline. Man comes to accept the fact that a random pigeon is living on his head.
What?
Quote
Okay.
in the subheading, I've learned to live with it.
Take it off.
Take it off. Well, this is actually an older story than you might think. This goes back all the way to October 1969. Nice.
Nice.
And it was recorded at the time by the BBC. And shortly I can send you a clip of a video clip of the pigeon living on the man's head and an interview of the man that he does with the BBC while a pigeon walks around and round in circles on his head.
Oh my God.
But for now, I will read you the article. In October 1969, this is according to the Dodo, by the way, written by Stephen Messenger. In October 1969, something rather odd happened to Glyn Wood, a tax inspector from Stetchford, England. As Wood strolled down the street one day, a random pigeon flew in and landed on his head. It stayed there as he walked home, the Birmingham Post reporter stated at the time. Nothing he could do would shift it. Amazingly, the bird remained with Wood for a week, mostly staying atop his head. And though he likely could have ridded himself of the clingy bird by some less than gentle means, Wood took a more humane approach to the feathered hanger-on. He let him stay.
Oh.
In a recently resurfaced interview with the BBC, Wood describes the odd situation with remarkable grace and understanding. I will now send you the link to the clip because pretty much the rest of the article is just quoting the thing. So if we all perhaps watch it at the same time, then Mikey, perhaps you can insert the audio in the background. So if we all hit pause at the beginning.
I'm already first frame in. I'm very excited for this video.
Oh, this already looks good.
It is good. Right. Should we do a 3, 2, 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, on play. 3, 2, 1, play.
Does it seem a fairly friendly sort of bird?
Oh, it's very
It is
friendly.
just spinning.
Very friendly to me, that is.
Oh, it's very
It
friendly.
doesn't like my wife.
Do you think it recognises you?
I think it must do, because on Friday evening, out of about 50 or 60 people, it picked me out.
Camera
Have
just
you
zooms
tried
out
to
and there's a
push it off
man
and
Tim
get
out.
rid of it?
with a pigeon
Oh, I
on
did
his
it.
head.
In the first instance, I did, yes. About 4 or 5 times. And it just flew around and came back on my head again.
Where does it go with you?
It goes everywhere. Everywhere that I go, the pigeon goes. Up the road, in the shops, greengrocers.
But what happens when you want to go to work in the morning?
Well, each night I put it in the garage and lock the doors.
Why?
And then the following morning, when I'm well clear of the house, my wife opens the garage doors and it flies off.
And what happens when you come home at night?
Oh, when I come home at night, it's waiting for me.
Isn't it a problem when you want a meal?
It was at first, but I've learned to live with it, and when I'm
I've
hungry,
learned
I eat.
to live with it.
Don't you find it rather messy keeping a pigeon up top?
Goodness me.
Yes, I've gone through 3 suits and about half a dozen shirts to now.
Do you think there's any answer to the problem?
I
The
don't see
problem.
one. If it was all in my mind, I could see a psychiatrist, and that would be the end of the matter. But this is real.
I love the.
Sorry.
It's really interesting the accent he's affecting as well, like the sort of the proper. Oh yes, the proper BBC way of, and you can hear his actual accent slip through, but it's so weird to hear how everyone was expected to talk on the BBC at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not being funny, but he says, if it wasn't real, I could see a psychiatrist and get it sorted out. But this is real. I think
real.
maybe you could still see a psychiatrist, perhaps. for
There
the
is
fact
so
that you
much
were
that
allowing a
could be
pigeon
done about
to-
this. So
Yeah.
much.
So much. Especially in 1969, when people were probably not averse to just shooting pigeons and putting them in a pie. So, I'm not saying, I really wish he'd killed the pigeon, but if it really would not leave him alone and was sitting on his windowsill, pecking at the glass, waiting to get back on his head all hours of the day, then, there are still things that could be done about it rather than have it walk round and round and round in circles on your head. And you're going through 12 shirts and 3 suits.
Suits. Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
costly. Like, he's adopted a very expensive pet there. God. And for
unbelievable.
the viewers at home, our listeners at home, like it is just a pigeon on a man's head, but as he said, throughout the entire thing, just rotating slowly around his head, and it is marvelous. It's a real sight to behold.
I'm not even sure it
God.
looks very happy.
I like. I'm curious about the bit where he said, like out of 50 or 60 people, it found him. Did he like get everyone in the church hall to be like, all right, does this pigeon really know me, or like, am I his
Yeah.
favorite, or did he just go to anyone?
How's he
And
sure
like,
it's the same pigeon if it flies off?
Yeah.
I mean, it's unlikely that a new pigeon every
That
day is
several
coming
pigeons do.
back.
Yeah. I don't know. I get the impression that this man likes it.
Yeah,
I think he's enjoying himself.
you got to go on the telly with it. Of course, he's loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, that's kind of the story. I'll see. There is a little bit more in the article, actually, so we'll go back to that. But some of it is, they are just quoting that video that we just saw. But it says, though Wood's time with the pigeon living on his head may have seemed indefinite, the situation eventually came to a happy conclusion. So actually, yeah, this is worth reading. After seeing news coverage about the incident, a local family came forward. They recognised the pigeon as their beloved pet Charlie, whom they had raised since he was young. I saw a little boy who had a baby pigeon, Irene Mayotler, Charlie's owner, recalled to the Birmingham Post reporter. He gave him to me to look after. Charlie was now back where he belonged. And there is a screenshot, or not a screenshot, a photograph here of some news write-up that was done at the time. Let me just send this to you guys, which shows a photo of the pigeon sitting on the man's head while he eats something with a spoon.
Oh,
So Charlie ended up back on the right head, according to the Birmingham Post reporter. Charlie, who was known to sit upon Mayotler's head, had reportedly gotten lost while on a walk prior to his encounter with Wood. Scared and alone, Charlie sought protection from a stranger, a risky endeavour that paid off in spades. Even 50 years later, it's clear he picked the perfect head. So there you go. I didn't realise there was that much of a conclusion to the article, actually.
Oh,
I
that's
thought it was
nice. It's
just
good to
gonna
know.
Quote the video. Yeah. Well, there we go.
I'm overjoyed to find that this is someone else's pet, and they trained it to sit on their head at all times, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be a learned behaviour. Wow.
And it just latched onto a different man because it got lost. It was like, well, I need to find some head to sit
a
on.
head's a head, man.
Yeah.
How come there's no stories of the original owner? Like, surely that was a local legend, like the pigeon man of Birmingham.
Yeah.
Walked around at all times with a spinning pigeon, and it lands on this bloke, and then suddenly, whoa, we're on the news.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very jealous, actually. I want that.
Well, I
Love the-
thought you might be, Mikey. I did think of you when I saw a man with a pigeon on his head. I thought, that's a Michael Johnson way of life there.
Like, I could do, I think, like half an hour a day of the pigeon on my head.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably get a bit sick of it. Like, it's just the pooping, and I don't have enough money for all those suits. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, delightful, though.
Well, there you go. Little story for you there.
Thank you. Lovely story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ben.
Yes.
Would you like to read your viewer-submitted thing?
I would love to. This is a local news story to us, Peter. This is from South Shields. And
Oi, oi.
it comes to us via the northernecho.co.uk, written by Tom Burgess. Benji, the South Shields cat that loves Aldi and uses human toilets. That's the headline.
Me too, Benji, me too.
Benji from South Shields has extended the morning bathroom queue of the Doran household ever since the 8-year-old cat left his litter tray behind. Along with his unusual toilet habits, he has begun to regularly visit the local Aldi, where he is often reported missing by concerned shoppers. Rachel Doran, his owner, has been receiving up to 30 calls a day from shoppers and has to explain that he prefers Aldi to his home. The 32-year-old, this is the person, not the cat,
Right, yeah.
has taken to putting up posters in the supermarket car park that say, "Not missing." The posters say, "I am not lost. I come to Aldi every day. Please do not feed me. I have allergies." Would you like to see the poster?
Yes, I'd love to.
Here is, there's Benji. He's on his way. There's Benji. Benji the Aldi cat, it says.
Benji the Aldi cat. I am not lost.
Miss Doran said, "He's an absolute one-off. He's always been a bit different, but lately he's been driving us mad. His toilet habits came as a complete shock to us. It started when he began watching my eldest son during his potty training. After seeing Harry use the potty, Benji decided he should be using it as well, and would do his business in it, which was strange enough. But when Harry graduated to the toilet, Benji copied that as well. Now there are times where we're waiting outside the bathroom for the cat to finish on the toilet so that one of us can use it. It's a crazy situation, and I've never heard of a cat doing this before, but I don't think he's like any other cat."
I have seen videos of cats using the toilet, but only because I think they've been trained to do so. I don't know if I've heard of one just actually hogging the bathroom.
Just using it. Thank you to Kylo on the Discord as well for submitting this story, by the way, before I continue. Benji's love for Aldi began in the summer, when customers regularly took him to the nearby vet when they assumed he was missing. Miss Doran added, "Aldi is just the other side of our garden wall, so it's not far for him to go, and I think he's discovered that if he hangs around by the trolleys, people will feed him. I've had people say they gave him some ham or chicken, or even went back into the shop to buy him some treats. He knows that if he goes to Aldi every day, he's going to get all kinds of goodies, so it's no wonder he's so keen to be there." What does it say down here? Sorry, there's loads of linked articles. "He likes to be at home when it's raining, but if it's a fine day, he'll spend the day at Aldi lying under the trolleys until someone feeds him. I've now put a message on his tag saying, 'If I'm at Aldi, I'm fine,' but people still occasionally take him to the vet because they think he's lost. He's a very loved cat, and we wouldn't have him any other way, but at times his behaviour can be a bit challenging."
Oh my God.
The comments are really good. They're from like proper local news website commenters.
Right.
So we've got Neast M, who said, "Another slow news day, eh? Breaking news just in, Moggy takes dump somewhere other than a neighbour's garden." 4 people upvoted that. Jeff the Chef said, "Tom watching pet shitting videos and getting paid for it. What a joke journalism, spelled the SpongeBob meme way, has become. FYI,
Wow.
Tom, trained pets have been doing this longer than you've been born." Smiley face.
Oh my god.
God.
Garlic bread, I'm not going to read it, but it's basically calls out the owner by name and says that your cat might be squashed by a car and you will blame everyone but yourself. The RSPCA should be called in and have a word. Your lug hole, consider yourself. What? Have a word in your lug hole. Consider yourself named and shamed.
Can you? But the RSPCA can't stop a cat going to
No.
Aldi car park.
What is wrong with
Lidl,
these
whatever it
people?
was. Yeah.
Do you want to see the cat doing a shit on the toilet?
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
You would, no, the answer is yes. And
Yeah,
it's
I'd
the
love
embedded
to.
video at the top of this article. So I'm gonna send it so you guys can have a look.
You just know that there's an Aldi store assistant that is hanging around a human house and shitting in a litter tray somewhere, just to balance the universe.
Named and shamed. Named and shamed. Have a word
Named
in your
and
lug
shamed.
hole, Peter Austin.
Yeah. Well,
We've temporarily lost Mikey, by the way. I think his internet's gone again. But you can have a look at that video while we're going, and hopefully Mikey can sync back in with us.
yeah. I'll. When I click on it, it just takes me to the article, seemingly.
Yes,
I don't
the video's
see
right
the
at the
video.
top. Should be
It's
anyway.
not loaded yet. I think it's just taking its sweet time.
Hello, Mikey.
Hello, I'm back in the
You're
room.
back.
My internet's been real fun tonight.
It's playing up, isn't it? I just linked the video of Benji taking a poo in the toilet.
I'm watching
my God,
Benji
wait, there's-
taking a poo.
Oh my god, I did wonder what they're referring to with the video. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I can't wait to. Have you both already watched it?
I'm watching it
well,
right now.
yeah, I've seen a bit of it. He's just squatting on the
Sitting
edge of a toilet. That's really all you can see. So
I'm sitting through a 20-second ad in order to watch it. This better be worth it.
oh, it's so worth
That
it.
thing.
I could send you a screenshot if you'd like to see it.
I did see the first frame of it sitting on the toilet.
Oh
yeah.
no, I've got a bloody advert.
Oh my god. I'm just like, yeah, because like if the cat pisses and craps all over the toilet, it's not that you can tell them off like who's done a shat in the toilet style. It's just,
How do you stop a cat from using an adult toilet?
how do you stop a cat from using Aldi? That's the real question.
Oh, yeah, you can't. Name damn shame.
Give it a little plus card, I guess.
Well, that's
Can't
my
full
listener
screen
submitted
it.
thing there.
Okay. I mean, I'm watching it. It's having a great time, but yeah.
God, yeah, there's a cat pooing in a toilet. They didn't lie.
It's just sitting on the toilet. Just sort of
On the toilet.
squatting over the edge.
Sitting on the toilet. Yeah.
Sitting on the toilet.
Oh, I've always kind of wanted a pet that, well, I guess cat's the most likely candidate, but a pet of some variety that became a local legend for like cruising around shops. But I imagine it is a bit of a nuisance when, you know, like every week Benji's off to the vets again because someone's keeps stealing him from Aldi,
I mean,
feeding him discount bread from the bakery section.
as we're on the subject of car parks and taking a shit, I might just shout out a thing that was submitted late by Mike Bove, if I'm saying that right, on Twitter. And the reason I will shout this out is because it's basically a 2-line story. Ohio attorney suspended for shitting in a Pringles can and tossing it into the parking lot of a crime victim advocacy center. His defense for doing so was basically, actually, I shit into Pringles cans and toss them into parking lots all the time. I didn't specifically target the crime victim advocacy car park. I've pulled the Pringles prank at least 10 times this year.
It's his
That was his
favourite.
defense. I do it all the time. I didn't target the crime victims. What are you talking about? I always shit in Pringle cans.
Wait, he called it a prank. Is it a prank or is it just like needs must, so he shits in a Pringle can, or is
Well,
this like...
The write-up called it a prank. I don't know.
Oh,
but
It sounds like
that's-
it sounds like ass alt to me.
Yes, indeed.
Very nice.
But that's the story. There's not much more to it than that, so it probably wouldn't have made a full thing anyway. But
Amazing. Thank you both very much.
Thank
Maybe
you.
Benji the cat can learn to poo in a Pringles can.
Yeah.
And that would be unstoppable.
yeah, there we go. That would work.
All right, and now it's time for my thing. And I have a tale of I'm going to say one of the most outrageous stunts ever pulled in the music industry. There's probably been weirder ones, but this is like a, oh, really? Oh, kind of one. So gather round. Got to give a bit of backstory. Got to build up to the main event. So listen and sit and relish in the story of the KLF.
Oh,
For ravers of a certain age, the electronic band known as the KLF, aka the Justified Ancients of Mumu, aka the Jams, aka the Time Lords, aka K Foundation, aka 2K, and aka K2 Plant Hire.
that's the one I know. That's the last one.
K2 Plant Hire, that's the good stuff. They provided many of the dance floor fillers of the early 90s, and the KLF comprised of two people, well, mainly two people. They had a rotating cast, but it was two visionaries, and that was Bill Drummond and Jimmy Corty. And they loved causing chaos, which is the focus of today's thing. So they formed a band, I think like around late 80s. They released a few singles. They had good success, well, moderate success. Nothing really blew the lids off the charts. But then in 1988, Drummond and Corty released a novelty pop single titled Doctorin' in the TARDIS. Doctorin' the TARDIS. You're a Doctor Who boy. Are you familiar with this, Peter?
I'm not familiar with this, no. I'm familiar with The Doctor and the TARDIS, but no, I don't think I've heard of this.
It's a fine song. I think it's just a mashup of the Doctor Who theme song and a Gary Glitter song.
Oh, no!
And then some lyrics. Yeah.
Right.
Oh dear. And yeah, they released that under the name The Time Lords. The song was the result of a deliberate effort to write a number one hit single, and according to the British music press, the result was rancid, pure unadulterated agony, and excruciating. A record so noxious that a top 10 place can be its only destiny. And they were right. Doctor and the TARDIS sold over 1 million copies and did indeed hit number one on the UK charts. And so suddenly, the KLF were quite flush with cash all of a sudden. And so they used this money for a little while just to continue releasing music, and they did for the years following. And then, yeah, they went from that to being the biggest selling singles act in the world for 1991. So they started from the bottom, and now they're well and truly here. And as they kind of hit this peak of public influence and infamy, they weren't infamous yet, they were just, musicians. They hit the peak of their career, and in 1992, the KLF and grindcore group Extreme Noise Terror performed a live version of one of their songs at the Brit Awards. Drummond and Corty had planned to throw buckets of blood over the audience or to disembowel a dead sheep on stage.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, it takes a turn very quickly. I think there's a few other little bits before this, but this is like the first notable, okay, these guys are kooky.
It's like that God of War PR event that never actually happened, where they killed a goat, or I think they sacrificed a goat or something, and they were naked waitresses, and none of it's true.
None of it's true.
It
No,
sounds
apparently
true
not.
though.
I think an event happened, and there was one very, very tame thing, something that was not at all exciting, and then it all came, all this fake stuff came out about they killed a goat and they served up weird sacrilegious food or something and none of it was true.
Oh well, I thought it was true for forever.
I don't think so. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's.
No, I'm just gonna. I blindly believed the story at first. I'm gonna blindly believe you debunking it. So yes, they also wanted to disembowel an animal for entertainment, I guess, but they were prevented from doing so due to opposition from BBC lawyers and the fact that Extreme Noise Terror were vegetarians.
Fair enough.
Right.
Nice of them to respect that.
Associates reasoned that the plan was to generate such revulsion towards the band that they would be ostracized from the music industry and a comeback would be totally impossible. They wanted to end their music career in great fashion. I think simply they just did it because they were getting a bit bored and sick of the music industry and how insidious it was, and they thought, screw this, let's murder a sheep. God. When they were told they couldn't do the dead sheep, Drummond instead considered chopping his own hand off on stage with an axe.
What?
That also didn't happen. So instead, the Brit Awards performance we got, this isn't the crazy bit either, this is just the warm-up. Right. The performance was instead concluded with a limping, kilted, cigar-chomping Drummond firing blanks from an automatic weapon over the heads of the crowd. So using an actual machine gun, but firing blanks at a crowd of people.
Oh my God, okay.
As the band left the stage, the KLF's promoter and narrator over the PA system proclaimed over the PA system that the KLF have now left the music business. And so that was their way of leaving the industry. And later in the evening, because turns out they did already get a sheep and kill it. So later in the evening, the band dumped the dead sheep with the message, "I died for you, bon appetit," tied around its waist at the entrance to one of the post-ceremony parties.
Oh,
goodness
Cute.
me!
Wow,
Cute.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're making a message. Over the course of their career, I think they did come back and do bits of music here and there, but that was kind of the end of that being their thing. And across their career, they estimated they made about £6 million from their music. It's pretty good going. Said we paid nearly half of that in tax and spent the rest on production costs. When we stopped, the production costs stopped too. So over the next few months, we amassed a surplus of cash still coming in from record sales. This amounted to about £1.8 million. And after tax, we were left with about £1 million. This was the money that later became the K Foundation Fund for the Advancement of Creation. Creation spelt with a K.
Oh.
So yeah, they had all this money lying around, and rather than, I don't know, buying a house and living comfortably for the rest of their lives, they figured, you know what, maybe we should do something fun with this money. So initially they were toying with the idea of creating a fund for struggling artists managed by the K Foundation. But Drummond said, "We realised that struggling artists are meant to struggle. That's the whole point." So instead, the duo decided to create art with the money. They contemplated a few ideas, but after hitting a number of dead ends with like art installations and galleries, no one was really interested in housing £1 million. Jimmy said, "Why don't we just burn it?"
What?
Or don't.
Or just give it to charity or something, maybe.
Or we could burn it, and that's what they did.
Right.
Yeah. The K Foundation's ultimate resolution for their £1 million problem was rather less showbiz, but dramatic nonetheless. The foundation, having decided that making a public spectacle of the event would lessen its impact, they did it all covert without telling anyone. Well, it did tell people, but yeah, didn't make it like, oh, look at us, we're burning money, woo! On the 22nd of August, Reed, Drummond, Corty, and Gimpo brought along a friend.
Gimpo?
Gimpo, you know Gimpo, right?
Of course I know
Yeah, my
Gimpo.
favourite
How could I
member of the
forget?
band, Gimpo.
How could I forget Gimpo?
Who could forget dear Gimpo?
Didn't he get he got charged in the last episode of Podiots, Gimpo,
Yes,
for hiding in
Oh,
bushes?
Gimpo. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Gimpo. So yes, the gang and Gimpo touched down on the island of Jura. Jura is a Jura. It's Scottish. Jura. They touched down early morning on the 23rd of August 1994 in an abandoned boathouse. They incinerated the money. The burning was witnessed by Reed, who subsequently wrote an article about the act, and it was filmed on a video camera by collaborator Gimpo.
There he is.
There he is. He's got a job. It's not just a pretty face. As the burning began, Reed said he felt guilt and shock. These feelings, he reported, quickly turned to boredom.
Boredom. He didn't even enjoy it.
No, it's just like, I guess at first, like, all right, I guess we're doing this now. All right.
Oh my god.
The money took well over an hour to burn as Drummond and Corty fed £50 notes into the fire. According to Drummond, only about £900,000 of the money was actually burnt, with the remainder flying straight up the chimney. 2 days later, they destroyed all film and photographic evidence of the burning, but 10 months later, Gimpo revealed to them that he had secretly kept a copy. Gimpo! Come on. So, yeah, there's actually footage of this online, and like as far as like everything I've read and like all accounts of it, they did legitimately burn £1 million. It's not a hoax. They just did this. So yeah, and then after they burnt the money, they hosted a 3-day event called "Why Did KLF Burn £1 Million?" And they went around and like they gave people the chance to ask questions and but they didn't have any answers for why they did it. Not one. They just kind of like the people there were quite angry and upset at them. Just like, why did you do this? And they've got nothing of note to say.
God, yeah, I can see there is just footage online of it, of them burning the money.
And God, at this event, they instead asked the audience why they think they did it and asked for them to come up with the meaning behind it.
Piss off.
Yeah, but then I think things got a bit sour, and so they eventually resolved just to not speak about it and imposed a 23-year moratorium on the matter. And so in 23 years' time, for 23 years, they didn't talk about it, didn't divulge any information, didn't really do anything about it. And then in August 2017, on the 23rd anniversary of the burning, the KLF hosted another event called, again, Why Did the KLF Burn £1 Million? And it was the same as before. People came expecting answers, but once again, they just made the audience vote on what reason they liked the best and then went with that one.
Oh.
My God.
Okay.
So this was a 3-day event they hosted, filled with processions, pyres and performances. And when it reached its finale, black and white posters began to appear all around Liverpool in the characteristic KLF font. It seemed that Drummond and Corty decided to have the last word and the last laugh on the reasons behind the money-burning episode after all. The posters read, "Why?" This is all in all caps. "Why? Because we are fucking stupid and ran out of ideas. Now we need the money back."
Brilliant. Love it.
And that's fucking spelled Fuuking.
Fuking.
Okay. Fucking.
That's the story of how to lose £1 million in an hour.
Why would you do? What would I don't?
They were very. I don't know what the word. Wankers.
Okay, they're very
I was going to
wanky.
say it's a very wanky thing to do.
It was like, I like it. Obviously, I would never burn £1 million. I could never do it, but I respect them for doing it. I think they were just quite, and I don't know. It's like their way of sending a message. They're quite. I don't know. I don't know either. I can't come up with the reason. They can't come up with the reason. They just bloody did it. I think it's just a general distaste for the music industry. When they wrote the Doctor Who song, they also released a book called like how to write a number one. And like sold like basically like their formula and kind of how they approached it and like little things you can do to write a number one. I think apparently that book did in fact help like generate a lot of number ones for quite a few bands. So they know what they're talking about. Just don't listen to them for financial advice is all I'll say. That's a brief overview of the KLF at least. The most interesting bits. The interesting little band, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get past them burning $1 million schmackaroos.
Yeah.
Crikey. Bonkers.
I do have clarification on the God of War thing, which I claimed did not happen at all. What did happen is there was a goat. They served a goat that was they got from a butcher's shop, but it wasn't slaughtered at the event. They did not, people who were invited to the party were not invited to eat warm offal from its stomach, as reported in the tabloids. Basically people who didn't even attend the event had done all these write-ups about how horrible it was, but I think the most that happened is a goat was served up on the table.
Sounds delicious.
God.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I believe that's everybody's things. Plural. Thank you very much, guys, for your things, and thank you, listeners/viewers, for your things as well. There is some sort of shop, and it's very exciting because there's a new thing there, Michael Johnson.
You're darn tootin'. If you head to your web browser of choice and type in that bar, vidiotsofficial.com, and navigate over to that lovely little shop button, you will be presented with a veritable bounty of Vidiots goodies, including T-shirts, including the new Gravy Bay T-shirt.
Gravy Bay.
Treat yourself, it's Christmas. Ooh, and we've also got. Ooh, sorry, I thought my brain would come up with something else.
Christmas.
Ooh. We got that, and also all your old familiar favourites: Beans Time, Podiots Legends, that VS1 logo, all on hats, hoodies, stickers, and more. So go check it out. That's vidiotsofficial.com and click on shop.
Absolutely. We have a YouTube, a Twitter, a Facebook, all.com/Vidiots official. Our Discord, where we picked a couple of today's listener submitted things from, is vidiotsofficial.com/Discord. Go join, say hi to the listeners, hang out. Thank you to Tommy and Fleckers who moderate us there, by the way. Really appreciate you guys. And twitch.tv/VidiotsOfficial. That's where we streamed the Vidiots Reunion 5 and where we very occasionally do streams as well. So why not give it a follow so you can be notified as and when we go live. Podiots.com is where you need to go. Donate £3. You'll get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the podcast and you'll join Pod Squad and we'll really appreciate it. A reminder that this is your last call for Christmas shout outs because next episode will be the final one of the year. Mikey, can you take us through yours again, please?
The Generous, your waifu but with a PP, Brian Butterfield's Pizza, Michael, put that down now, Rocks the Fox, beep 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 beep, I Still Love You, Caroline, Please Come Back, and Jack Mihoff.
We've also got Chris My Ass, Kirby Blurby Herbie Derby, the very generous Return of the Ball Bag, the very generous Alexa remembered to donate, Cheers for That, which was from an earlier one, Raindrop Joy, and Donak07.
And finally, we have Happy Blobs Giving, Stephen Skodes, Caroline I Buried the Cat, Lard Breadtovich, Ordered Water But Got Pooyol, at Dave on X, Crunch D's Nuts Cornflakes, Do You Fellas Like Ladies, Ladies Nuts I Got 'em, and Mr. Mecca. Thank you very much, Pod Squad, for this week. Podiots.com, £3 or more to get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. Peter, what's out on Vidiots this week, 5 years ago?
Well, I'll tell you. We have got RDR2 Horse Cliff Diving Challenge, the one that made my mum sad.
Oh, yeah.
Podiots episode 22, Quack-a-Dack. Vidiots live Twitch stream, Spyro Reignited Trilogy number 1. It's the Meme, see? Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Worst games ever, Biker Mice from Mars. Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition unboxing. Vidiots live Twitch stream, Mikey's Drawing Things. Podiots episode 23, The Terrorgraph. Merry Christmas Johnny, an unlisted video with 10 views. Merry Christmas Johnny.
Merry Christmas, Johnny.
Merry Christmas, Johnny.
Vidiots live Twitch stream, Spyro Reignited Trilogy number 2. Worst games ever, Xena Warrior Princess. And I think that takes us... Yes, that's it. That is it for now.
Wonderful. Mikey, whereabouts are you on the internet if people want to find you?
At Parrot Boy on Twitter and Instagram. That is the best place to keep up with what it is I'm doing these days.
Lovely stuff. And Peter, where are we?
You can find myself at ThatPeterAustin on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find Ben at confused_dude on Twitter. But you can find us both at Team Triple Jump on Twitter, but more importantly, on YouTube and Twitch, all at Team Triple Jump, where we are doing live streams and playing video games and doing challenges with Rules Boss, and Billy Ray Walrus is there, and we cook food and play Worst Games Ever and all kinds of things.
We do indeed. Why not leave us a 5-star review on your platform of choice? It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms, and we'd really fucking appreciate it like an awful lot. Because you can do that for free. Doesn't cost no money, and it would be a great way to give back this holiday season. Guys, do we have a final question before we go?
What advent calendar do you have?
Oh, did your mum buy it for you?
Look after yourselves, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for the final Podiots of 2023. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.